We're sitting in right here at the Speedway. Is this what it sounds like?
Probably even louder.
Loud? So it sounds like Star Wars. I thought this was pretty cool. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. So here recently, I don't know if you watched that show 9/11, 911. That's what it's called.
Yes, I've watched it.
And it has what's her name, Chris?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Yeah, can you look her up for me real quick? I want to know how old she is. But you know Angela Bassett, right? Mm-hmm. That lady is so fine. She has not aged one bit. Every time I see her on anything, what's up?
She's 64.
64 years old. She looks really good. Anyway, yes. So I was watching an episode yesterday, and so it was, of course, the episode was called "Karma's a Bitch."
Karma's a bitch.
Karma is a bitch, right? So it starts off. So this guy comes in and he just says, "I've been shot." So the fire department, they show up at this place, and it's on a field, and one of the fireman's looking around, and he's like, "This place looks familiar. We've been here before." So then they see the guy laying on the ground. It goes back 1 year. This guy waiting outside for his wife. She gets home. He starts yelling at her. He's just real mean to her, to the point where I guess he's real bossy, real
overbearing.
Yeah, kind of like, and she's like, "I was just out and about and doing this and that." And so he walks up to her like he's getting ready to beat her ass, and she pulls out a gun and she points it right at him. And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you were going to do it this way? You think you're badass? Go ahead, shoot me. Shoot me if you want. Go ahead." And he went right at her, and she shoots, and it shoots right by his ear, his head, and it hits a tree behind him. He's kind of like, "What the hell did you just do?" Turns around, is like, so then she's freaking out, and then so of course he grabs her, takes the gun, and he slaps her and starts getting all crazy with her. And he said, "You should have shot me because we wouldn't be doing this right now." So she ends up somehow hanging on this tree. And he called 911 and they showed up and they're trying to figure out how did she get up there. And he's like, I don't know what she was doing. I was in love with her. I don't know what she did. She's dead now and I'm going back inside the house. Pretty much. Right. So he goes back inside and then the fire department, they're just looking at him like, what an asshole. Your wife's dead. And anyway, so a year later, he calls 911 because he's been shot. So what happened, this tree that she shot ends up dying. The tree's dead. So he calls somebody and they're looking at it and he's like, "Yeah, I'll send you an estimate here later, because he wants to cut it down, get rid of this tree."
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, "You know what? Forget it. I'll take care of it myself." So then they show him taping up, what's that explosive C4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's taping it onto this tree.
I see where this is going.
And he's taping it.
Too.
And then, so then he backs up away, probably, I don't know, maybe 50 yards and he's got this rifle and he has it and he hits it. Bam. He blows up the bottom of this tree and a bunch of crap flies
Debris,
everywhere.
yeah.
And that freaking bullet that she shot in the tree shoots right out and hits him in the chest.
Karma.
I was amazed by it. I was like, holy shit. I had no idea. It's funny how you guys knew exactly where this was going. Yeah, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
It made sense. It lined up.
I know it lined up. And
story-wise.
Of course. And so that's why he's like, okay, yeah, we've been here. We were here a year ago. This house looked familiar. He's looking up at the tree, and he's like, anyway, I just thought I'd start off like that because it was really interesting.
Okay. One year later, some karma come at him. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Modcast. Yeah, let's welcome our guest. Friend of mine, known him for many years, with high school together, did sports together, and now we're sitting in here together. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jeff Miles.
Appreciate it. Excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here, man, a.k.a. Jef Mias. I was trying to figure out how to say Jeff in Spanish. We used to say Jefe back in the day.
Yeah.
We still say Jefe.
But Jefe, I think is that what the Chiefs use in Spanish? Chiefs, like a chief, a Jefe, a boss. You're a boss, dude.
Yeah.
The boss.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, welcome to the show. I know we talked about this a while back, and I think I tried to get you in. Maybe, what was that, about a month ago or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You're a busy guy.
I am. Do a little traveling and
Yeah.
living life. Yeah.
That's cool. And then, of course, we got the Harmon Gala coming up, which I'm going to say now it would be this Saturday when this episode comes out. It would be Saturday, you know. And, yeah, I understand you won't be able to make it to join us, but.
Yeah, I've got a trip already planned. But
all right, well, you'll be there in spirit.
I will. I was going to tell you, I haven't been back to Harmon since we graduated. So it just was there about a month ago. So amazing.
What was it that took you back to Harmon?
So I work for the Unified Government of Wyandotte County currently, and I help. We have a committee, and they're going back to Harmon for a career fair. I'm like, man, I got to go back to my old stomping grounds and check it out. So literally, I had not been back in there since I graduated. I drove by it, of course, thousands of times, but never went in, and it was cool to see Margie.
Okay.
Yeah. So got to visit with her for a while, and it just looks amazing of what they've done with it over the years. Yeah. So it was cool being back.
Yeah.
Memories.
Did you see that memorial piece they put in the where the old Commons was for Miss Walker?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool thing that they did for her there.
A lot. I mean, everything they've done, it looks amazing. It looks like a new school,
right?
On the inside.
And I think it's been well
on the inside. On the outside, it's the same shape.
Yeah, it's the same shape. And you know what? And back then when we went to school, it was 73, 80, 90, it was what, maybe not even 20 years old. Hell, 15 or so.
Yeah.
When we were there, so
you're older than the school.
Shut the fuck up. And,
we are.
Yeah, we are, and we show it, right?
Yeah, I know. Are you older or am I older?
I'm just gonna right now say you're older.
Yeah.
No, when's your birthday?
December 2nd. Yeah.
December 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm November 25th.
So you're old.
That's 70.
Yeah. So you're older than me.
Yeah.
No wonder you look older, right?
Man. Yeah. So yeah, once again, welcome to the show, the BMC. I like the BMC. You know why? And you know why I also call it the BMC show? Because I'm Big Mod, you're Marcos, and he's Chris. BMC. See how that works out?
That's BBMs or BM and
No, we don't have to. No, the Big Mod is just one word. Right, Chris? You like that?
No.
All right. Yeah. So, how you doing health-wise?
Health-wise, fine.
You good?
Yeah. Everything's good. Just, typical.
Yeah.
52-year-old need to do a little bit more exercise, and I still get out and play soccer, believe it or not.
Do you really?
I'm supposed to play
Good
tonight.
for you.
Yeah.
So you are playing tonight, or?
Oh, it's supposed to, yeah.
Oh, but you
actually going, that's more important, so I came.
Actually,
I needed a little rest, so, yeah. So now I still get out there and play. My goal was both my daughters. I have twins, and one of my daughters played soccer her entire life, so I wanted to play long enough to where I could go play with her someday. So we're still working on that. She went to college, played, and
okay. So one of them
played soccer. Yeah, they're twins, as I said.
Yeah.
So one was a cheerleader, one was a star soccer player, and
okay.
So,
so there's always one to cheer for the other.
I mean, pretty well. It didn't work out that way.
Oh,
they were loyal to each other, but
yeah, no, that's
they
cool.
bickered a little bit.
Are they identical?
No,
they're fraternal
and absolutely opposites. Yeah.
Okay.
In good ways, absolutely opposites.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito and twins.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, they when they were younger they looked more similar, but as they got older, definitely differences.
Yeah. Is one of them at least like you?
Actually, the soccer player's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but similarities in both ways.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I have a daughter as well. She's a soccer player. She's still in high school. Goes to Shawnee Mission North.
What position does she play?
Whoever's missing, they'll throw her out there. Yeah, she does it all. Yeah, she does it all. Midfield more than anything. Last year she was a defender, but then a lot of the girls that graduated, so kind of start moving her. So I got to put her midfield. She'll play forward once in a while. Hell, there was one game, of course, they were beating somebody, and so you start the goalie all of a sudden wants to play out there. I'm sure you're like that. We're beating these guys 9-0. Let me play forward, right? Put me in, yeah.
Let me get a goal this year.
Yeah. So she was at the goalie position there for a little bit, but yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, thanks.
And I'm not saying this just because I'm here. No, seriously.
No.
He's beyond athletic back in the day when we were playing and basketball, soccer, you name it. So pick up wiffle ball in parking lots, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Jim. When and where do you think we met, or how? What, if you recall?
You went to Rosedale, or
no? I went to Argentina.
So it had to be Argentina.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to Stanley.
Okay, you started at Stanley. Then
went to Argentina. My mother. If you remember, my mother owned a business in Argentina for 39 years. So I lived right inside that window, riding the big yellow bus. I had to ride the Metro bus. So everybody would make fun of me. So I'd stop before and walk the last block.
Yeah, did you really? You did.
Absolutely, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sure it was Argentina is where we
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Did you play any basketball?
I did not, no. I actually tried, but no. It was never my sport, yeah.
What was the shop that your mother owned?
It was a beauty shop down
Beauty
Argentina.
shop.
Yeah, you know where Sonic
Yeah.
was? Directly across the street from there. It's been up for 39 years. It's called Carolyn Solana Beauty.
The one that was shut down now?
It's down now, yeah.
Yeah.
She's retired, and yeah.
No, I mean that Sonic. Isn't that
Oh, yeah.
Sonic that's like...
Yeah. Yeah. The Sonic is completely shut down. And that was like one of the first Sonics, I think, back in the day.
It was, yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody would go to that Sonic.
It was built when we were in grade school, so that's how long ago. But yeah, it was one of the first. But it's been shut down for a number of years.
Yeah, when you drive by.
So then was the beauty shop? Okay, I might be.
I thought there were houses across the street. That's why I'm like asking. Like,
There was an old bowling alley building that was way
There's a
before
bowling alley?
There was.
I didn't
way
even know
before our
that.
time. Yeah, it was burnt. It had burnt down. They
Oh,
just boarded
okay.
it up, but it was
a lot
well
of bowling
before
alleys
us.
burned down.
But, no, there's a beauty shop, and then there was actually a square dance shop in Argentine, and then a weird as it is, a bait shop next to that. But my mom
bait
owned
shop?
a bait, yeah, fish and bait.
Really?
So
Where's the nearest pond equivalent to... Did you just go to the river?
Pearson Pond, Pearson
Oh,
Park.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's still,
Is there fish in there?
I think so.
They stock it every year.
Fish
I didn't know
and
that.
Cars and
Yeah,
bodies, probably. All kinds of shit down in there. Okay. Yeah. So, born and raised here in Kansas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Born and raised KCK, and still there. Got some ambitions to, my career now. I work at the Unified Government. I ran a business in KCK for 27 years. That's what I did. Went to aircraft school right out of high school, and that airline industry kind of nosedived at the time, so couldn't find an opportunity. Took a job sweeping the floor with a company down in Fairfax, and worked there for 27 years. Ended up being the vice president of the company, and
Really?
it was great. I loved it. Still a great company today, and but I just had about 48 years old. I had a different ambitions. I did a lot of business with cities. That was our company. So we'd sell Casey Mo, KCK, Lawrence, Leavenworth, through 4 states, and but going into that, you're getting close to that 50s, and you're like, man, what am I going to do? I can see the finish line, not too far away. So I decided to take a different path, and actually, what I say is join the other side of the fence, which will go to work for the Unified Government.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn that side of things because long-term ambitions is I want to run for politics. So
Okay.
potentially commissioner and maybe even mayor someday.
Yeah. You still want to do that to this day, right? You think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my oldest son, he's wanting to do the same thing.
Good.
Yeah.
KCK as well.
He's actually in Shawnee.
Shawnee, okay.
Yeah. So he's actually getting ready to. How would you say his the campaign kickoff.
Yeah, campaign kickoff is.
Oh, he's doing it now.
Yeah. So yeah.
So,
but
the school board elect is what's coming
yeah,
up.
Okay.
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As the North District. Yeah, he's running for that. That'll be and actually, as we speak now, tomorrow Wednesday would be his kickoff party.
Good for him. It's, going to be being a public servant now, working for the Unified Government. It's in working for, the community that you grew up in.
Yeah.
And really understanding the struggles of a government organization or school as well. There's always more wants than
Right.
the finances will support that.
Yeah.
So really understanding. So I was able to go and work for the UG. I was able to bring 27 years of a business type, approach versus a governmental approach and save money and stretch that dollar like we all do. Our taxes, we all feel our taxes are too high, those kind of things. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, good luck with that, man.
thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm 52, as you know, as well as you.
You're young.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, younger than you, right?
Yes, sir. We found that out earlier.
But we'll see. I don't know if it's in the near future. I moved. I was going to move back down to Argentine, and it's just one of the dilemmas of Wyandotte County. To be honest with you, KCK is it's hard to find, a location, a home where you want. I wanted to move back to my stomping grounds. I grew up on the streets of Argentina. I love Argentina. I still go down there, get my hair cut, and eat at Pepe's. And
there you go. Yeah. Actually, that's what I was going to ask you. Oh, so where about exactly did you grow up? What was your
36 and Strong is where I grew up. So
Okay.
right there by Sonic, basically one block away from Sonic.
Okay, so not too far from like the Dominguez's, like
Correct.
Jose Dominguez, Luis Dominguez.
Yep. Grew up and, as you know, I'm still to this day, I spend tons of time with my boys. I grew up with a group like we all do, the Ramirez's, Ortiz's, and Mendez's.
Yep.
Mendez's kind of took me, his mother and father, Mr. and Miss Mendez, took me kind of under their wings as a young kid, invited me to Christmases and everything. It just, that's why I became Catholic later in life.
Really? Yeah, that was cool. I remember that, yeah.
And so it's cool. It's like my brotherhood, my family. So Tony, as you know, Tony actually still plays. Tony Ramirez, he still plays soccer. So I see him
Does he really?
once a week. Yeah. So it's a fun.
It's funny you bring him up. Shout out Tony Ramirez. We went to this, I think it was Valentine's Day party at Memorial Hall, and he was there, and we just happened to walk by each other, and he says, "Hey, Mario, I need to show you something." I was like, "What you got?" And he gives me his phone. He hands me his phone, and it's video of us playing when we used to play football.
Oh, okay.
There at Ruby. You know how we did all that?
Stuff, yeah.
Turkey, yeah. And it was a tournament up at Rosedale. I don't know did you play with us at that time?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, I mean it was a big deal because it was just, bone crush football, right?
Pads, go out.
And we made it to the championship game and we lost. And anyway, long story short, he's showing me this video.
Did you say you guys lost?
And yeah,
I probably wasn't part of it.
yeah, and it's we lost, and of course James, I think, I know, and I believe. Sorry, James, but I think it was on a penalty. We scored a touchdown to win it, and there was a penalty, a holding or something, and it was on James. And I think to this day, he still feels bad about it. And that's actually something that Ralph came in and we talked about. Yeah, okay. I didn't say your last name, so I'm glad Jeff did for you.
I've seen him do way more than that in life. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's just, I think he still feels. It's all good. I mean, and that was a game where Augie tore his knee, I tore my ankle. Lance tore his shoulder or something, and I mean it was just.
I think I did play that. I remember Lance getting hurt. I was just with all them just last weekend. I was Tony Kinsey that we had. So they were all there. Yeah. So
nice.
Let's see everybody. Carlos Rodriguez.
Okay.
They're there as well. James, Ralph didn't make it that night, but all the boys. So yeah, it's fun to get to see them. It's knock on wood. We're at that age where you're, your buddies, you're like, hey, we're all still here. We're all healthy for the most part,
right.
Maybe take a few pills in the morning to wake up and blood pressures and stuff. But other than that.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I got to take like 10 a day, and that's just probably keeping me alive. Yeah. But, so 36 and strong. I mean, good memories growing up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I feel at home when I'm down there. So still to this day.
The house is still there.
The house is, yeah. I
still look the same.
For the most part, yeah. My grandfather. So my mother owned that beauty shop, and my grandfather worked at too young for her. Is called the Parish House. Remember the old Parish House? You probably heard of it.
Yeah, which became the Argentine Community Center.
So my grandfather was the janitor at the Parish House, and we lived in his home with my mother. My mother was a single mother, and lived with him down at 36. It was 36 and Powell is where it was at, but right off Strong. And but yeah, anything from Stanley, that Sonic, riding my bike, we'd ride our bikes and skateboards all the way to the plaza from there. So back in the day where you can actually feel safe, and when it gets dark, that's when you come home type thing. So I love Argentine.
Yeah, and then it's funny, you guys would go that way, and then us over there by Franklin Center, we would ride our bikes to Wyandotte County Lake.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy. Yeah, we would go that far.
That's
crazy.
Far.
I know that's far.
That's far.
Yeah, and then there was sometimes I remember riding. It was the bike thing. We all were riding our bikes. We'd start in Argentina, and I'd meet people down in Armadale, and then we would ride down Southwest Boulevard, and we went through what's that off of 35 Circle. It's right behind that Don's Liquor. What's that road that goes right behind there?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. So we went down that I don't know how in the hell we ended up on that road because I know we weren't on the highway. Anyway, no, I think we were up on the top of the hill, and we went down. So there was a lot of tracks back there. And I remember just, going down tracks, just kept riding along. And then, back then we'd stand up, ride our bikes. We wouldn't sit down. I go to sit down and my damn seat fell out. I lost my seat. So from there,
So you had to stand up,
So I had to
otherwise-
stand up the whole way because I didn't have a seat anywhere. and to find out that I lost the seat was pretty weird. You know, when I went.
Well, yeah, you got a surprise that told you didn't have a seat
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, so my freaking seat came off and never. I wasn't gonna go back to look for it. Forget all that. Yeah. So back in the day, would you call it the hood? Would you say?
I call it the hood.
Yeah,
It's
so
my
you know
hood.
that's what I do.
Not in a
Yeah,
bad
we
way.
all do that. You know that was a hood. Hell, some people who drive through Argentine that have never been through there will say this is the hood.
Yeah.
You know.
It's you know, I don't know if you've been down to the new coffee shop that they just opened not too long ago down there on Strong Avenue. There's a few.
No, I
businesses
haven't.
and it's they're doing. You know, I think it's rebuilding time. You know, we got the Walmart, got the police station down there, and all that stuff, and it's it's still the hood to me,
Right.
But I definitely think I always tell people this. You know, I've had the opportunity to travel a lot in my careers that I have, and but Argentina, it's when I met all my boys, the Mendezes and everybody at a time where Mario knows, you know, I was hanging around with some different crowds at that time and could definitely took the wrong path, probably took the wrong path a few times in life. But the Mendezes and the Ramirezes, everybody kind of like just took me into their family.
So
kind of straightened me up a little bit.
That's when he became from his last name was Miles, became Mias.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hanging out with all the Hispanic boys, you know?
Oh, yeah, right here. Right?
Hey,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, you know, back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
still to this day, that's, you know, you look back in life, you're like, man, I could have really went down the wrong path. Ralph obviously was a big brother to us and really
He was.
took care of us and, you know, worked at Circle B later in life, you know, or in high school. We'll talk about some Circle B times, I'm sure. But Ralph turned 50 here, I don't know, I guess 4 or 5 years ago. And I said a big speech at East Steel and just reminiscent of the old Circle B days.
You know, I think I was there.
Yeah.
I think I remember that. Where was it at? Was it at the
Right up by Harmon on Still Road. Yeah, right there, right next to the liquor store and right there at 18th and Still Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I started working there when I was 7th grade and left shortly after high school when I went to aircraft school. But yeah, so we all lived there.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what? If we can go back to, and I was going to ask you when you're talking about when you wanted to do the aircraft, exactly what do you mean by aircraft? Did you want to fix planes, or did you want to fly planes, or did you want to
really all above. You know,
really? What was it about planes that?
Good question. So as I was mentioning, my mom, single mother, so I spent a lot of time with friends' parents. Okay, so
you're only child.
No, I have a sister.
Okay, I'm
sister.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my father really was never in my life. So
Okay.
I lucky enough, I had a lot of friends that their dads were cool, took me fishing, showed me how to hunt, gave me. But one individual his name was Kenny. He was my babysitter's husband, Kenny Watson. He's got me into racing, everything that I do today. And he worked at TWA up at the airport.
Okay.
And, you know, I was looking at career paths in Harmon, seeing, you know, which path am I going to go? And he had a good career there. And he said, you know, I could probably get you an interview. You got to go through this aircraft school, be certified, and 18-month class. You know, I've always been very mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
And loved airplanes and thought they were cool. Went to school on it. I never used it as far as I never worked on an airplane after that school. It just took me a different path in life. But that's the reason. So, but it taught me hydraulics, pneumatics, electrical systems. And I was a mechanic for the first part of my career. So it definitely aided that. So you could adapt it to other careers as well.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. I see. And this is what I like about doing this is bringing you guys in and, you know, and I'm finding out different things about people that I've known forever. And like, I never knew that. So
yeah, it's cool.
That's pretty cool.
It opens doors up. So later in my,
you probably talked about it when we would hang out, but I wouldn't listen to you, I guess. So.
we had too many Modelos.
I guess.
Right?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So like, that was just right after school. It was like right after school myself, you know, we graduated and then I'm playing tennis baseball like we used to do. I'm playing tennis baseball down at Franklin, and a cousin of mine, she drives by to drop off her kids there at Franklin Center. It was a daycare at the time, and she sees me, so she walks all the way over to me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing, just playing baseball." And she says, "Do you need a job?" Like, yeah. She goes, "All right, I'll pick you up tomorrow." I was like, "Fuck, I I'm ready to work. Can I finish this baseball game? We got, let me finish the week here. So she picked me up the next morning, and since then I've been at my same job since '89.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, I left for about a month because I thought I was going to try to do something different, and my job said, you know what, you ain't going to last over there. When you're done, just come back. I'm gonna leave your time card. Leave your time card right in a slot. You just come back, you clock in, and we'll figure something out. And that's exactly what I did. So my job, I really do appreciate them. The people that I work, the family that I work for there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great family to work for. So you said you attended Stanley, right? So you knew the Paez family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who else is in that area? Like you said, the Dominguezes, like Victor.
Zamoras.
The Zamoras, that's right.
Played for their dad in
and
soccer.
The Orpezes.
Orpezes.
Yeah.
And, the Mendez and Orpezes live past 635, right there by, where Anna and Alex and all them. And Delanas, they lived over there as well. So my mother had a friend that she did hair with or Bold or whatever they did. And so when they go out of town, I would go over there and stay. So I really, actually way back in elementary school, that's where I really met Ralph and all them up on the street, and just built a relationship through life that, obviously we still have today. So,
yeah. And it's funny because when I was talking to Ralph and he was in here, I had asked him, I said, so where did you grow up? And he says, oh, we just lived down the street from Alex, where the Mendez is. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot that they were there. He said, of course the house is gone now. It's flat. Yeah. Nothing there.
He's another success story. I've always looked up to Ralph, and he's, hard worker.
I don't know if did you get a chance to see his episode?
I did.
You did? You did watch it? Okay, yeah.
That's actually what gave me the idea. When I reached out, I'm like,
okay. So right after that? Cool. I'm glad you did. I'm glad I appreciate you watching. Who was your best friend growing up? Who would you say?
That's a tough one. And
I know they were all out there, but
I would say, the closest out of our group, so we have our group, our boys, we go on golf trips every year. We go on vacations. We go like Alex's daughter's graduating college here in a couple weeks.
Right. Yeah.
And Marty, and we're going, it's all family things, but within our groups, like, your group as well, you had little smaller groups, so I'd say probably the closest one, is Alex.
Alex.
Yeah. We've been through a lot, with his parents and everything. With my mother, she's still, knock on wood, still alive. Fought cancer for 17 years, and
really
still a survivor. Yeah. So we've been there, but I'd say Alex is probably one of my closest. But I have tons.
But
of friends,
I don't mean to put you in the spot.
No, you're good.
Back in high school, favorite teacher?
I would say not a teacher, but Mr. Pippin. I spent a lot of time in his office. Built up a good relationship with Mr. Pippin. And he had
You mean Pittman?
Pittman, I'm sorry.
It's been years. I know.
Yeah.
Mr. Pittman.
Was his name Scotty?
Yeah,
Scotty Pittman.
Yeah. But he was, what was he, assistant principal, wasn't he?
Yes, at the time.
Pittman, yeah. So, but he had remember his old brown Dodge truck that he had? He had a brown Dodge truck with this camper shell on the back of it. The last 2-3 years.
Yeah, I do. I do now. Now that you say that, yeah.
I had auto mechanics, so I was his personal mechanic for that. So he let me sneak away, and at the time I smoked cigarettes. I go sneak.
Everybody did it.
Stuff like that. So he was, and then Brother Bell. Remember Brother Bell?
Yeah, Mr. Bell. Yeah.
Brother Bell. So
it's okay. So let's go back to you working on his truck. Would he put it in the? Did you take auto mechanics?
I did for the last 3 years, and pretty much my senior year. That was most of my classes because I was ready to graduate. So, I just spent all my time back there.
Okay, so you know what? So I think I was talking about this in the last episode.
It comes up quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, because me personally, I thought I was going to be some sports, doing something sports. So I didn't really pay attention to the mechanical part. My dad was a mechanic, and then there was times where now I wish I would have been there right next to him while he was working on the vehicles. He changed the oils and spark plugs and, the simple stuff. But there's other stuff that, that there's a lot of shit that goes through an engine. And
oh yeah, you learn the hard way is what I did. Again, single mother. I didn't have really a mentor to show me how to work on cars either. So when I went to work for Circle B, I bought remember the movie Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, I got to have one of those Trans Ams. I got to. So when I was, I think I was 13, 14 years old, I bought a Trans Am. I couldn't drive it for a couple of years, but to pay on it. And man, I did so many things wrong in that car. Not just saying drove it wrong. I thought, low gear was go faster. I didn't know you shifted at the time.
Okay, I'm learning something now right now, Jeff.
So it was, but I did a lot. I owned that vehicle for I paid on it for probably 3 years before I got to drive it. And it lasted about 8 months and doing donuts and just stupid stuff. So, yeah.
You fixed it up to fuck it up.
Fixed pretty much. Yeah. I did plenty of fucking up. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, the auto mechanics class. So was that a class that you had to take your own vehicle to work on? Is that what the guys would do? They would bring their cars in?
Yep. You could do that, or if teachers or family members.
Was it Mr. Kohler?
Mr. Kohler, yeah.
So did he have his vehicles in there?
No. He would bring his truck in every once in a while, but a lot of them were donated too. So,
okay. See, I didn't know that.
That we do that.
People
today.
would donate vehicles,
so you can rebuild them, take transmissions out and stuff like that, and put them back in. And so it was cool. It was, when I went back to this career fair, I was telling you. That was, I'd say, the only disappointing part was that the auto mechanics isn't there.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
because it's a greenhouse now, or they're growing marijuana or something. They're doing something in there. No, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, do you know what it is? Or?
I don't know. I just asked if it was still, and when AVTS or KCK Community College, I guess, amped up their program, they eliminated it there. And probably today, you look at the liability of bringing somebody's car into a shop.
Yeah, I mean,
not to do it.
Yeah, bring it into for a bunch of kids to work on. I mean, sure, it's a learning experience, but I don't think I trust kids to handle my car.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no.
No,
I would have trusted Jeff. But then you had
but I mean, are you saying you would trust him now as an adult if he was a kid doing this class, or
sure?
But you don't say, but you know him. Say you don't.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So So you're saying if you don't know somebody, right?
Yeah. I mean, just taking your car in. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not know my mechanic, but he's out of business where I think I can trust it versus a school.
So what about subjects? What was your favorite subject?
I'd say math was probably mine.
Really?
But I just.
Do you still use math now?
Oh yeah. Definitely when I ran the business. I mean, probably not the majority of stuff you learn in school, but gives you a general understanding. But I did I was more interested in working than actually learning. That's probably a regret I have. And so I had little schemes. I had friends that here, I pay you $10, you do all my work for the week and just hand it to me because I want to go work. I want to go make money. I was like a lot of us. We were pretty darn poor when we were kids, So I wanted nice stuff. I wanted better clothes. I wanted better shoes. I wanted a cool car.
Yeah.
So I was all about working. So that's why I started in 7th grade.
But there was never a time that you told yourself, I want to work. I don't even want to go back to school. I want to work.
No, just because
sometimes it does that. It does affect kids. They see this money that they're making, and
Yeah, I'm sure it ran through my mind back in the day. But Kenny, the one I explained earlier with the aircraft stuff, he would got to have a high school diploma to go to this trade school.
Okay, so that was good.
Yeah. So he kind of pushed me. So I got all my classes done, other than a few math classes, and just kind of scooted through school, had fun, and worked on cars and things like that. So, but math was definitely my best.
Yeah. Did you drive to school? When did you start driving to high school? I guess I should say.
I started driving actually in 8th grade to Argentine. So
remember
well, and I rode. Remember Charlie Brown? Remember that name, Charlie Brown?
Charles Brown. Yes,
he lived on 36 too.
He had a dog named Snoopy. Yeah, you didn't know that.
Are you being serious? Like he actually had a dog named Snoopy? Because
no, it wasn't Snoopy.
Snoopy.
No.
Well, I didn't know if you were actually just was a whole thing.
No, but his name was Charles Brown. Brown? Oh, Charlie Brown. Charles. Yeah, blonde hair. Yeah. It was.
Ended up being a police officer later.
Speaking of, do you see him anywhere?
Just on social media. I see him.
Really?
He was a police officer, and then
I remember he was in KCK
pools or something. Maybe he went off to do, but then he owned a barbecue joint right down by Kemper Arena here a few years ago. So
really,
I keep up with him on social media.
And I mean, if you send him a message, he'd get back with you.
I haven't even seen him on social media lately, but
I need to do that. I need to find him. Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, he was. He was a really good dude.
But he would come by, when I told you that Metro story, I didn't like riding the Metro bus.
Yes, yeah.
He'd swing by and grab us in his Monte Carlo. None of us had license.
Did he had a Monte Carlo?
He did, yeah.
They used to call him Metro Jeff.
Metro Metro Jefe.
Yeah. El Jefe del Metro. Did you ever take Spanish class?
I did not.
No.
But, I wouldn't say I'm fluent by any way. I'm engaged right now to a beautiful Hispanic lady
Nice.
that I just absolutely, yeah. And
Congrats. How long you been engaged?
3 years.
Okay,
Or, no,
nice.
engaged just this last year, but we've been together going on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just popped the question not too long ago. Actually.
Congrats, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
She's awesome. Met her at work.
And I'm gonna guess you said yes because you're talking about
She
it.
did. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, it's two proposals in a row, huh? I guess.
Who,
'Cause-
Jeff?
Well, no, because last week,
Right.
Jude,
Yeah, Jude Davila. Yeah,
he's coming on and is getting freaking married.
Ah, that's cool.
But it was back to your question, Spanish. No, growing up with the boys, the Mendezes, that's all they spoke was Spanish. So-
Right. Yeah.
And then I'd go to Tongass with them, and go down to Mexico. So you're there for a couple weeks.
And they took you to Mexico? Wow.
So
Good friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good people down there. I got a funny story for you. Tell
Bring it.
that too. So
right.
when we went to Tongass, so it was my first time going there.
Uh-huh.
It was right out of high school. We went and with the Mendezes, and so down in the town square there, they had this tradition. It's a holiday that this out of the church, the side of the church, a bull would come up, but not like a bull like you think it's Spain where you chase the bull, but it's a bull with it. It's like a metal skeleton bull, and it had all these fireworks all over it. So when they come out, it's this tradition. The whole town was there around the square. And this bull would come out, and there's a guy in it, running.
Okay.
They would light it.
Real quick, what year would you say this was?
That'd be 91, 92,
Okay.
somewhere around there. So
Okay.
after high school.
Okay.
And so it'd run through the crowd, and the whole goal was so if you were the first one to go touch this bull, because all these fireworks, and this is not fireworks like you buy here in
Right.
fire.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
fireworks that freaking burn you and catch you on fire. And but he comes running out, Alex and Eddie Mendez, all them were like, no, I'm not going to do that. I've seen guys get hurt over the years, and this. I'm like, I'm in. Let me tighten my shoes up here.
They're like, oh, let the widow do it.
Yeah.
Here comes the widow. Yeah.
So I bullied through and chased that thing down and got
Yeah.
a few scars from it. But I was the first. So I was the king of towns.
Nice.
On Sunday, it's a square. All the guys would walk one way, and all the girls would walk the other way, and all the little girls would bring flowers, and everybody was giving me flowers and stuff.
You
because
got
were
your
the-
flowers.
I know,
That's cool.
that's my famous story from Mexico.
That's cool.
But, so I got to where with Spanish, I got to where I would understand it. I could definitely know
Yeah.
what you're meaning, but I'm not fluent.
Yeah.
By no means. So
You
I
know-
know the bad words probably.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean that's cool, and it's something that you it's a great memory to have.
Mm-hmm.
So how often do you tell that story?
I
It's
probably told it about 10, 15 times in my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right time.
So and so that's why I like doing this. I like because it gets that hamster moving around into like you're like, oh yeah, this is what happened then. So that's what brought that story up.
Appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
a good story. Yeah. I'll have to brag about it to the other guys because they were too chicken to do it. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wonder if it still goes on these days.
That tradition. I wonder what it's called. I wonder
Yeah.
because honestly I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Right outside the big church, right on the square there, and it's
Yeah.
I guess it was a yearly thing, so it's in the fall. So if that helps any,
What part of Mexico?
Tongass,
Yes. Tanguacicuaro or something like
yeah,
that.
Michoacan,
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been south that deep south. I mean, Mexico City, and same thing. 91 is when I went.
That's the last time.
That was the last time. And that was Mexico City, my first time to Mexico City, and then went to Acapulco as well, and then just flew home. But
No, Mexico City is where your family's from. Or?
actually, no, I went down there for a business trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just started with the company, 89, and then 91 comes around. A friend of mine was a sales rep. He went to work. I went for vacation.
Oh, okay.
This is
So
all
that's-
in like episode like
What episode?
39 or something. That's whole.
Yeah, his name
because it was also his 21st birthday. So
Mr.
when-
Edgar Galicia.
yeah,
This guy
think it's
runs Central Avenue as we speak.
Oh, yeah, no, I watched this episode actually today a little bit.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Well, you get later on, you'll see that the story comes up of him.
He
Because
takes
Yeah.
his car. I follow him on social media as well.
he's talking about his car.
yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, his Black Shark or something like that. He's got some kind of car that he's working on. He's been working on it
it's
since
like 30 years.
He's been working on it since 92, 94, somewhere right. Yeah, he's still working on it.
He's
But
been
it's,
working on a lot lately. He's been posting a lot of photos.
yeah,
and
right.
stuff, so.
Yeah, no, he's a real good guy. Yeah, he and I work together, and we still keep in touch. But yeah, do you play any instruments?
I did in high school. I played the
So
bass.
you were
Oh,
The
that's
bass.
right.
Yeah, the bass. Yeah,
I don't know. There was
I forgot. Yeah,
like
he was the second baseman for the Hawks. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Anybody play the harmonica, Jeff? I should have played the harmonica.
God,
What?
nothing.
Yeah, I always bring up. I want to play the harmonica. To this day, I want to play the harmonica.
So when you say you played the bass, you were in the band, or
Wasn't
No, I wasn't in the. I was,
not you?
no, it was actually orchestra that we played, but you did play electric bass as well. But
That's right. I forgot about that.
I was actually reminds me of talking about a story at Harmon. That was when what was the space shuttle that exploded that day? I was in orchestra playing the bass.
So yeah, it's crazy how you remember that. It's a space,
remember
the space shuttle,
Like Apollo something?
Apollo. Now,
Well, it was like it was right
Space
then. It was like
shuttle.
16th or something.
wait a minute, was it? Were we in high school in that?
It was, yeah. I was in orchestra. I remember, yeah. Cause
Really? So it might have been. I don't think it was the actual space shuttle with the teacher in it, and
I don't know which
I
one.
think
it
that
was.
one because I think
No, that was later.
no, that was earlier. I think
All right.
we might have been in grade school. I think maybe 5th, 6th grade, but it's wild how you remember some tragedy like that, and then you remember exactly what you were doing.
Just came up, yeah, when you asked me about
So it interrupted your bass line.
Yeah. I did later in life when talking about instruments. This is only about 5-6 years ago. I'm like, man, I've always been a hair band. I like all music. So
Yeah.
I'll listen to anything, but I've always kind of been a hair band guy. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy me a badass set of drums. I'm gonna set up my room. So I set up a room about this size, maybe a little bigger. All my stuff, all my memorabilia from concerts, Motley Crue, Ozzy, AC/DC, you name it, was all over. And I'm like, I got a YouTube. I bought the best drums. I'm like, man, I'm going to just jam out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go take lessons. Yeah, sold them 7 months later. Yeah,
Really?
it's tough, man. I could drive a race car, I can play sports, but to do your hand like this and then do your foot, see,
Just offbeat, like they're
hard.
not working together.
it makes me respect them, man. I
Yeah.
don't give up much on life and anything.
Yeah,
I put my
they're-
mind to it, but it's
Right,
hard.
a lot of respect to those drummers. Shout out to Mr. Greg Ochoa. He that guy. He was my third episode.
Yeah, he was really.
He was the third episode. A friend of mine. We grew up together, and then he ended up moving to bass or wherever the fuck he went.
Wait.
Yeah. So, and he was a drummer, and his dad was a drummer, and he still plays the drums to this day. He's still a drummer. Yeah. So that's a lot of shout out
I
to him.
respect them. So
Yeah.
I'm back to just air playing the drums.
Just yeah.
yeah.
But the bass guitar. So you know what that reminds me, because I know I'm going to bring this up at the gala. They're trying to get the band back together.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody that played an instrument from
The marching band.
the marching band, yeah, anybody that can play, they're going to have a jam session.
Okay.
So people are bringing their instruments. So I'm taking my harmonica.
There we go. The harmonica.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the difference. Is that they want people who played in the band. You just can't pick up a harmonica, which you haven't even practiced or played or anything like that. And just say, hey, I'm a jam with y'all, and
It's
just
in my cup holder in my truck.
pick it up.
I practiced it on the way home.
You can kind of act like it. You just hold it up and just nobody's gonna
Right.
know if you're doing it or not.
But you got to hear it. I mean,
Then they come over,
Playing it.
harmonica solo,
Yeah,
and just kind of
it's
looking
only
at him.
solo. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, like a cousin of mine said, all you got to do is put it in your mouth and just laugh. Anyway, it'll play something. Yeah, just breathe in through it. Oh, man. That's just funny shit. Anyway, yeah, I really lost my train of thought. And it was going to be a great story, too. Anyway, sports played while you were growing up.
Mainly soccer. Yeah,
That was the sport.
Right out after even high. Well, as you remember, we were the first soccer team at Harmon. Our first year, I think, freshman year. That was the first time Harmon had soccer. So that was a struggle bus. We struggled for a few years, but
Do you remember our coach?
oh yeah, Coach Whisker was it? Was it Whisker? Was his name?
It sounds like it. Whisker or
I just remember he came to practice. We were all amped that Harmon's going to get, or was it the sophomore year? One of the two, but
Yeah.
he came.
I think it was sophomore year.
and maybe it was sophomore, but he came to practice. We're like, all right, we're gonna, given I played with the Mendezes, the Rodriguezes. We played on a lot of premier.
You've been prepping your whole
teams.
life for this moment.
Well,
Right.
It's just like we were decent at soccer. I'm not gonna say any star or nothing, but I was decent at it. But here we're like, all right, Harmon, we've got, the Olivas, Juan Olivas.
Yeah.
We got some good players. And he shows up to practice, and I just remember the book in his hand. It says,
Yes,
how to play soccer. And I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Soccer for dummies.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This coach, I can't remember what he coached, but yeah, he just showed up. He had his bike coaching shorts and his polo.
A whistle.
And he had a whistle and he had his book. all right, how are we going to do this? Who knows how to play soccer here? And
Pretty much.
yeah, and everybody just were like, oh shit. So everybody ran the team.
Yeah, we did. We coached on the field, so it was fun times, good memories. But I continued playing soccer right out of high school, and I was going to aircraft school, so we played on Team Zamora. If
That's why Jeff, every time Jeff would run, he'd have his arms out like this.
Like a plane.
And he'd be
yeah.
running. I'm like, what are you doing, Jeff? He
I
thought he
didn't
was
run
playing.
much, I was goalie, so yeah, I just knocked people over. But it's but no, we played Zamora all the way up to my 30s. I'd say early 30s, and we traveled with Zamora. It was started in the Hispanic League. That was in. I was the only gringo on the team, and but it was awesome. It was
So Jeff was the goalie,
Yeah.
right? And he was always the tallest one. So that's
Biggest wingspan. So yeah, longest guy.
He had
yeah.
he had the plain arms, right?
Yeah.
And then he was tall, and so yeah, and then he had the nice spike hair that made him about 6'4".
Spike here, huh?
And well,
Oh, what's the spike or was
It
it?
was a little spike.
Yeah, it had a
and
little spike to it.
at the time. And
Nice
I
mullet.
seen
Oh
them
yeah.
all in front of the picture.
So yeah, so we'll definitely have to bring that picture out. We played soccer together at Harmon. I remember that. And of course, we got that famous picture of you and I. Can't remember what page it is, and it was just. I don't know what we were doing. It was a game because we had our game stuff on.
We did, yeah.
And we just kind of looked up at the camera and this picture right here. And yeah, it was cool. It was a cool moment because I thought it was like, damn, Jeff, look at it. We got a whole page to
we
ourselves.
did, yeah.
I mean, just looking at the picture, you just guys looks hilarious. I mean,
Why, what?
well, because you don't look like a student in every picture you ever seen. You look like you should have been the coach. I mean, that
He was
mustache.
kind of coach. He did
Right,
coach
yeah.
us. He did.
I mean,
I didn't even know the game. I was just out there. I was reading the same book. Wait, who am I kidding? I didn't even read. Yeah.
nah, your mustache.
So yeah, look,
big
I have right here in
hair.
my notes. Famous pick in the yearbook. I like that. Yep. And Jeff walks in and says, "Hey, check out this yearbook." Oh shit, yeah. And I didn't. I was gonna go look for my yearbook. I know it's upstairs in a box.
Is that the only picture you're like besides that in your actual like school yearbook picture? Is that it in the book?
No, I'm in there quite a bit.
Yes, yeah.
I'm in there. See, remember the red Adidas hoodie not hoodie
In
but
the lunchroom.
crew neck.
No,
No, that was those were in the gym. Well, yeah, there's some pictures of me sitting in the
I've seen the ones
lunchroom.
of you in the lunchroom like
Yeah.
wearing that.
Nice feather hair and the mustache. Yeah, that was the thing, son. Anyway, so yeah, later in life, we still played soccer together. I mean, I didn't play as much as you guys did
Yeah.
because I played a lot of fast pitch softball or
You did,
baseball.
yeah.
You know, I
But
did
you
that. But
you know what I'm saying? Didn't you guys? We played on a co-ed for a while, didn't we?
yeah, okay, yeah, we did that too. And you know, I ain't never gonna forget this. Alex Mendez, he used to light people up
Oh yeah.
on purpose
Oh yeah.
because Alex kicked the shit out of the ball.
Crazy hard.
Right, and he would even warn people, "Go ahead, make a wall. Somebody's gonna eat this ball," and he would purposely blow people up. And then the girls that we get trying to get in his way, boom, he'd blow them up too. And it became it was fun to watch and do this, man, just lighting people up. Oh shit! And I'm sure you remember those,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And in the fight, especially in the indoor,
Always.
how many fights?
Yeah, they're
You
a lot
know?
more strict on that now. But yeah, back in the day, we got
Right?
so many fights. And you're out for forever. We were back later that night playing. So yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah, but didn't we form a team and we all wore pink shirts? Were you part of that?
I don't know about that one. I
See,
don't remember that.
yeah, because somebody, I think it was Victor Dominguez's brother Joe, formed a team, and I think
I might have
I
played
think-
guest played on that team. I kind of remember that.
yeah, and
Was it indoor?
yes,
Yeah.
and we were like, I think we call ourselves the Purdy Boys or something like that. So we're a bunch of
Probably didn't play on that.
a bunch of kids from Argentine and wearing pink shirts, and I mean, I thought it was badass. I think that's what we were called, the Pretty Boys. Yeah, I was wondering if you played on that. I'm sure you did, and
I'm
because
sure.
you were a keeper, and so
Been
was
ironic.
Augie, he
The
played.
name.
Augie.
Augie was a bull, man.
Oh yeah, I was.
I'd wait for him to get a red card. And I'm like, all right, I'll go in. After Augie, man. He would just knock people out.
Yeah, another guest of ours. So you say you're still playing soccer now?
I still do.
Yeah.
And it's an open league, so 1 week we'll.
How slow does the game go nowadays?
You know, I've shared this recently about that. It's like your mind is still there.
Uh-huh.
You're like, man, I got it. You know, this
Yeah.
and that, but it's like I hold my own. I'm okay. You know,
Yeah.
but it's
Are you still a keeper? Or
Oh yeah,
okay.
I've always been keeper, and but now it's kind of like when you play those. We play some college teams still, and it's an open team. So I got young guys, college players on the team, and then I'm probably one of the oldest on the team. But it's like they shoot now, and it's like, where'd it go? It's like, oh, shit, it's in the goal, man. So yeah,
Stand there at the penalty kick in ready, and then they blow the whistle for a goal.
where'd it go? Yeah,
The ball, boom, the ball's hit. It passes Jeff. He looks back, and it's rolling out already
on the other side. But no, but 1 week we'll do good, and good game, this and that, and then you get some college team or some young kids that's so
just kind of run.
Yeah, that just smoke us, but it's still fun. It's frustrating because I still have that competitiveness. I hate to lose, absolutely hate.
Yeah. So who's all on this team?
It's 100%. None of my boys still play.
Oh, okay.
They're all in. They all retired a while back ago. They coach for Fusion and others
Yeah,
are
that's
coaches, but none of them play anymore.
You never thought about coaching?
No, I never did actually. Well, I take that back. My daughter, the soccer player I said earlier, I did coach a few times, kids, and I can run a business. I feel like I'm a good leader and all that stuff. But coaching a kids soccer team is probably one of the hardest things I've done in my life. It's like they won't listen or anything.
Right? Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
Hey, take a lap. So, but no, I never thought about coaching.
Yeah. So you still hanging out with the boys, like you said.
Yep. Still.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's good to do.
Yeah.
And I see those guys once in a while. Tried the golf thing once with Eduardo and Alex, and never got invited back. Yeah, you golf, right?
We do. Yeah, we typically play with all the guys. I hold my own. I'm probably one of the best out of the whole group.
What's your handicap?
What's your handicap?
Most of the time when we play, we just go out best ball type stuff. So
Okay, because I wouldn't know it. If you would have gave me something, I wouldn't know what you were talking about. Jeff.
Yeah, I hope the guys watch this later. I don't beat them. I was just screwing with you.
No, I'm sure you do.
I said no. I hold my own. I'm about middle of the pack, but
Yeah, I know you're better than them.
I beat Eddie.
I know you.
Eddie Mendez all the time. I beat him
I bet.
all the time.
Yeah.
And Juan Ramirez. We played a couple weeks ago. He quit halfway. Quit. He goes, I'm just staying.
There ain't no quitting in golf, Juanito.
I know.
Jeez.
And we bet, and he was whining about that. But no, Alex is pretty good. Carlos Rodriguez is retired now, so he's coming around. He's decent. But
So he's retired from the police department, really?
Yeah. Yes, he's just coaching. Alex is coaching and has a career as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know he's tried to recruit my daughter to come out and play, and actually somehow Carlos's team, she talked about playing for him. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's
great
come about too.
They really, they do a great job. All of them do.
Yeah, that's cool. But and then congrats to Carlos. I didn't know he retired. Congratulations. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like you said, I said we had Stevie Williams in here.
Mm-hmm.
He retired. Another friend of mine, Sandra Carrera, she retired.
It's a tough, since I went to work with the UG.
Man, that just shows our age, Jeff. People are just retiring, and you'll be retiring here shortly. And
I don't think I'll ever retire, to be honest with you. I love.
Thanks for being honest. I appreciate it.
I love working, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But no, I was going to say about the police officers. Working at the UG, and I was in fleet for a while, running the fleet division. So I ordered all the police cars and worked with them closely.
Oh, okay.
Doing what they do day in and day out. I just what a tough career.
I know. Right.
I always felt for any of them of dealing with the public, what they have to deal with today, and they all joined to do something good for their community.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to them, really does. So it was cool to see Carlos retire and go off, and his passion is coaching, so that's what he's enjoying now.
Yeah, and then like I told you earlier, that Stevie Williams, he it was the job fair. Like you said, you went up to do the job fair and try to recruit, and that's how he got his. That's what got him started. It was a job fair.
Yeah. I almost did. I was telling, I was talking to you before, and he was there. I think Jason Sutton was there. Carlos went to Ward, but those career days, I almost signed up as one of the things, but just wasn't meant to be. So I work with them now, just in a different way. So
what's keeping you busy nowadays? What we got going here?
What I got going. So I just, like I said, I was trying to move back down to Argentina. That didn't work out. We just moved further west and, working for the UG within Wyandotte County. So I was living in Piper, raised my daughters in Piper, went to Piper High School.
Okay.
So we moved out just a little bit further west. My fiance has 2 children. One's 15, 16. That's one goes to Sumner. The other one goes to Wyandotte. And so we're busy doing that. I do I've sent you a couple things to do the race car stuff.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool that message you sent us.
Yeah, I do that. So Just different ones. That's where I'm going next weekend, going down to Miami to turn laps. So, you know, the name I mentioned earlier, Kenny Watson, the one that's, I don't know if you remember where the Woodlands was at, the dog track? Remember Woodlands?
Yes, I
Before
do.
that, when I was a kid, there was a dirt racetrack called Lakeside Speedway that was there.
Okay.
Since then, Woodlands moved in. Now Woodlands is even torn down, but they moved down by the river further down. So, but it was always something that Kenny, kind of a father figure, got me into racing. You know, just as a young kid, I'm like, man, I always want to race. So in my 20s, when I was financially able to do that, I built a race car from ground up, started racing, and just absolutely loved racing. And it just opened up some doors. When the Kansas Speedway was built in 2001, the Rich Petty Driving Experience came to town. They were looking for drivers, and that was 20 years ago, now 21 years ago, and I've worked for them. So they fly me out on the weekends.
Man, that's awesome, dude.
Go and drive NASCAR cars. I give people rides, high-speed rides. And
Yeah, we got to do that.
yeah, come to Kansas Speedway.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
So you are there out at the Speedway?
Yeah, we're there. We're
Are you calling it the Jeff Miles
driving experience.
driving experience?
Well, maybe while you're in the car, I'll say that, but not.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. You know what? And here, I want to play this real quick. Okay, Jeff. So we're sitting in right here at the Speedway. Is this what it sounds like?
Probably even louder.
So, it sounds like Star Wars. I thought this was pretty cool. Oh, and we should have wind blowing in here. We could turn it down a little bit. That play, I like that. I was like looking for something to play for Jeff. I was like, I knew this was going to get him going. Yeah, he's probably solid rock hard right now. Listening to that.
Downshift and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, how easy is it for us to just give us a pass and say, yeah, come on in, Mario, Marcos, Chris.
Yeah, just figure out a time, a date that you guys want to do it. Come there, put you in a driver's suit, put a helmet on, strap you in, 5-point harness, and scare the living shit out of you is what I'll do. So
Oh man, that'd be awesome, dude.
do that, and so I get opportunity. It's kind of after I stopped racing, it was a good opportunity to still get your adrenaline rush of driving fast, and so that's the NASCAR side of things. But it opened the door. I think I sent you one this last weekend as well, or today. It opened a door for working for a company that does a lot of stuff for corporations. One of them is called Dodge Drift Rides.
Okay.
So I drift.
And yeah, and then you sent me that video.
Yeah, so I do the same thing, give rides in those. So they'll fly me. Last weekend I was in Houston, flew down there and gave about 500 thrill rides, just drifting. And it's free for people to go. It's like Barrett Jackson auction. There are people over there that come out, and we have a course set up, and Dodge supplies all the cars, and
You're just out there drifting.
tear the absolute shit out.
So, do you know what drifting is?
Yeah.
So apparently I didn't, because Chris yelled at me on the way here. I would say, "Oh yeah, check this out. Just sent me a video of him."
What did you
drift."
think drifting was?
I had no idea. I really didn't. I never thought about it. I heard of the movie
Fast and the Furious?
Drift City or something.
Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, Tokyo Drift, and I thought, okay, well, that's what that means. I don't know. Yeah. Oh man, that's cool. So this is this a hobby of yours, or
No, it's actually a job. So
it's a paid job?
yeah, I do the NASCAR stuff, and there's kind of a story in that. I think you've seen on my social media. Back when the Kansas Speedway opened, it's one of the doors that got open for when the Kansas Speedway was built in Kansas City. The idea was on the west side of town is you build it and the rest will come, which happened. You know, you've seen Nebraska Furniture Mart,
Yeah.
Boarding came later,
Legends.
all that built up. So when I was running the business that I was telling you I ran for 27 years,
Yeah.
we sold street sweepers, big sweepers, and the Kansas Speedway I knew would need a sweeper, so I was very diligent and sent them a letter every month saying, "Hey, you need a sweeper? I'll sell you one." Anyway, it ended up opening a door, and when that door was opened, they ended up buying one from me. It built a name with NASCAR, and NASCAR ended up where it is today. It's still going. I still help with that program as well. So I go to a lot of NASCAR races and help train operators and run this big equipment out during a race, just like when it sounds like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like the official cleaning system of the
It was
NASCAR.
it was a clean event at one point of it was, but yeah, it's called Track Sweeper, the social media and all that stuff for it. But it's that opened a door for me that I still, so between the drifting, the NASCAR cup rides that I give, and the sweeper stuff. So I travel. That sounds like a lot, but I'll probably now. I mean, at one point I was gone almost every weekend. I'd fly out on a Friday night, come back on a Sunday evening or Monday morning. Now I do it maybe once a month in the spring, summer, and fall. Just
Does your fiance, does she travel with you when you do
she
stuff?
does occasionally. Yeah,
Okay.
she got to. She was not a big race fan. I wouldn't say she's still a race fan. At
Oh,
all,
she's
but she
really?
knows my passion for it, so she appeases me and goes along with it. But it's cool. I've taken her through the pits. You know, we got to see drivers and the crews and
Yeah.
stops and stuff like that. So she enjoyed it. But
That's cool.
You gonna
New to
meet some
her.
of the big names of NASCAR?
oh yeah, I could tell you. I could talk to you for hours about
Really?
Junior and Clint Boyer raced at Lakeside. He's from Kansas City. You know, he's a phenomenal driver. So I got to race with him at Lakeside as well as seeing him become a NASCAR star. And so yeah, but they're just like us. They're cool people
Yeah.
that drink beer.
So NASCAR is your thing.
Hopefully not when they're competing.
You know, it's ironic. People ask me about the NASCAR thing. Is my thing. I'm actually not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. It's kind of like watching golf on TV. It's watching cars go in circles. It's not.
So you'd rather, I mean, like, you'd rather do it than watch
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, I mean,
Sitting in the stands and
Let's get some more sound of that. That sounds badass.
wait till you go for a ride. It'll be. I promise you guys. When I get you guys out there, you'll go into Kansas Speedway. You're gonna look at the cars go by. You're gonna go. What?
that's not that fast.
Wait till you get in the car and go down in the corner at 160 miles per hour and turn
Eyes wide open, just like,
Yeah, pretty much. And there will be a video camera right in your face.
Yeah.
You know what? And I was going to ask. I actually wrote that down to so people who do this, you know, get the experience, but you get to see they get to see their own reactions. And
Absolutely. Yeah, that's mic'd up.
can you put more than one? Can you put? Well, we're Mexicans. We like to travel. You know, 6, 7 people in a car. Can we do that?
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's
no.
only-
shit.
At most, I'd imagine it'd be a 2-seater. I don't think
That's
it'd be-
about it, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Anymore? It'd be
Just
unnecessary, I think.
Yeah, just get one of there.
Yeah. Anybody use that phrase "shake and bake" out there?
Shake and bake. Tell
Shake and
it
bake.
nice, right?
Yeah.
If you're not first, you're last, right?
Come on, Ricky Bobby.
If you ain't in first, you're in last, and the other one was if you don't win, you're a loser.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking, you know, and I was going to ask you, did you ever watch Larry King when he had Ricky Bobby and Cal Jr.?
Yeah.
He had them both sit in with him and interview them
I never seen
as
that.
NASCAR drivers, right? So they're talking about, and if go, you know, and of course Will Ferrell's doing his thing, and he's saying, you know, it's like a documentary, you know, and yeah, those are my kids, and I mean, it was cool. If you ever get a chance on YouTube, YouTube, watch it. And then Larry King says, yeah, we got a caller here, and Richard Petty calls, gives them shit, you know, and then. Who's the other ones? There was some other guys that called in, and so they start arguing with the other race car drivers that are calling it. It's a pretty cool
funny,
little
yeah.
bit,
It's
and it's an actual interview with Ricky Bobby and Cal. What was Cal Horton or Cal
Naughton.
Naughton, yeah,
Yeah.
Naughton,
Cal Nanji.
yeah. And then they even talk about Larry King asked him, what'd you think when Cal took your wife? And you know, and he's like, well, you know what, he's my buddy. You know, he took care of my kids, and so it's funny. It's a funny bit. Yeah, you get a chance to watch that. Man.
So this is what, back in like 2009?
Oh shit! Well, the movie was 2006,
Yeah, okay. So yeah.
right? So it was, no, actually, it was right before the movie came out.
Okay, so it was promotion.
So
for-
there, yeah.
I was
So
gonna say, when
it
was Larry King last on the air?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, he's gone, right? And so yeah, so it's cool. So yeah, I recommend you watch it.
I'll have to look it up.
So doing that, I mean, how do you feel when you're driving out on the road right now? Just
You got the knee.
gotta-
just
do you have a
sitting there,
heavy
you sit
foot?
At the light and
yeah.
all right, just waiting for the light to turn green.
Pretty much. Get it. Yeah. It's funny you ask that because it's like, you know, I drive and I'm not. Anybody can have an accident, obviously, stuff like that. But it's my fiance Diana. She's a heck of a right seat driver. She's no speeding. She acts like I'm like a first year driver at times there. You know, so
She had to get a car installed with the brake on her side.
there
too.
you go. Like driver's
But
ed.
when she gets behind the wheel, she drives just as crazy too. But she's just not a good right seat person. But no, when I'm by myself, I do. I've got a few speeding tickets in my life, and I got to be careful of stuff. So, but no, I have. You know, you've seen the video. I seen a Dodge Chargers. I have
Yeah.
my own.
You have your own
I
Dodge.
just don't drive it like that. I see
Oh,
the
okay.
Video, but yeah, I mean, I
So
can't.
and then their sponsor, Dodge is the sponsor or what?
Well, they supply the car. So the company I work for, they do a lot of things for different manufacturers, and one of the functions is giving these high-speed rides. So big trailers, canopies, circus tents. they go there. It's a full-fledged setup, and Dodge supplies the cars.
Okay.
And it just really gives a testament. That's what made me really buy one, because of what we put them through. I mean, we'll go through 6 sets of tires a day easily. And that's from January to December. And they put new tires on it, take it back to the dealership and sell them as demo units. And people buy them. Yeah, they're durable cars.
Wow.
So yeah, I drive that one a little crazy. Find a big VOD. I did some stuff for Free Reign where we did some donuts and burnouts and things like that for some of their videos and stuff. So occasionally I do, but I got to pay for those tires. So I'm a little more careful.
Who's your favorite NASCAR driver? Do you have one? I mean, is there somebody that you follow?
I would say, I've met a lot of them, and
Go ahead, throw some names. I want to hear.
Oh, I probably met every last one of them. And a lot of them will come out to the driving school. So, like, say, Dale Jr. I got to drive some laps with Dale Jr., Clint Boyer, and you get to meet him. And most of them are just normal dudes like we are. That's all they just happen to big sponsors. They got a lot of money.
Who's the Home Depot?
It was Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart, yeah. Oh, he was.
Yeah. But he's went over to NHRA now, and he just won his first race last weekend.
So
it just shows the kind of driver. I've seen him in sprint cars and everything. But all of them, some of them, I would say, is not exactly what you see in TV. So my favorite driver, today's driver, would be Kyle Busch.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like him because he can be an asshole when he's interviewed. So, but I always give people this example when they say that. It's like, there's no other sport that's out there. Imagine, back in the day, Michael Jordan shooting a free throw and he misses it. And then a second later, they're sticking a microphone in his face.
How do you feel about missing that shot?
Yeah. Exactly. NASCAR, it's that way. You just, you're fighting every last lap in any kind of racing, fighting every last lap to win. And as soon as you come in second, first loser, right? You come down pit road, you only take the window net down, and there's people there interviewing you. So if you're super competitive, you're probably going to say some dumb shit and piss some people off. And Kyle Busch does because he likes
that lucky
to win.
son bitch got lucky. That's all it was.
But later on, but away from that, I've worked with him, giving rides and stuff, and he's beyond cool guy, good father, all that kind of stuff. And we'll sit there, and I always tell these stories too. It's like at the end of the day, when we give these rides, at the end of the day, it's a job, So you give all the rides, you pull the car into the pits, and just because you're a driver doesn't mean you go home and you're that. You take your driver's suit off, you're cleaning cars, waxing cars, armor on tires, blah blah blah. And Kyle Busch was one of the only ones that stayed behind. He has a private jet waiting, stays behind and cleans his own car.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I became a fan of him when he did that. So.
And then you literally can have conversations with them and
in those kind of settings, yeah. I mean, when I go to a racetrack on the weekend for the sweeper stuff, I see them. I mean, a few of them would recognize me, say hi, but they're they got sponsors, they got fans, they got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'm no close friends with any of them, where I got, numbers on my phone and stuff like that, but it's not, anything where I'm like my boys. That I cool dudes, most of them are. So, but it's go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things I'd say I dislike about the sport is not only, like I said, it's kind of boring for me to watch, but it is unlike baseball, football, a lot of the other sports because, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you're a good player and you're contributing to a win, you're gonna typically earn a spot in the pro series if it's Major League Baseball, NFL, whatever.
Yeah,
racing's not that way. Racing, you got to be the whole package. You got to know how to drive a car. You got to be able to talk in front of a microphone and a TV and sell sponsorships because the whole sport is ran off sponsors. Right. You can be the best driver ever, but if you can't sell a can of beer, nobody's going to fund your system. So some of the best drivers don't race because they don't have the whole package. So that's one of the things I'd say I don't like about the sport.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's sad to say. You said the track's been there since 2001.
That's when we opened Kansas Speedway.
Kansas Speedway opened, and I have not been in it. Yeah. I just drive around it, and
they got a race next month, and it's. I would say when I say it's kind of boring sometimes to watch Kansas Speedway. I would say, well, all of them have their all. There are different sizes, different banking, things like that. Kansas Speedway repaved probably 6-7 years ago and added what's called progressive banking. So at the bottom of the track, it's say around 18 degrees, and then it goes to say 20 and 22. It's somewhere around there, maybe 16, 18.
So literally the track is
almost rounded. You can't see it with the naked eye, but that's what it is. So, so the track's so wide, and, the fastest way around a round circle is at the bottom of the track, right? Just physics, right? But when you got that much horsepower and that much momentum, you physically can't go full speed around the bottom of the track, right?
Yeah, you can't
gotta
maintain
roll off.
that, yeah.
Right. It's just physics will take. The further you go up on the track, it's longer around the track, but it's the longer that you can stay in the speed. So it really promoted a lot of side-by-side racing when they repaved. So Kansas Speedway definitely is a little bit more exciting because it's more side-by-side racing and passing and stuff like that. So they got a race, I think, next month is their first race of the season.
Okay.
And big NASCAR guys are coming in to do that race. So get that opportunity, I would definitely suggest you guys go in.
Man, you know what? That would be fun to do.
You ever watch Formula One racing?
I do. Yeah, I've worked with them a little bit as well.
Ah, have you?
Yeah. High end. All,
You go overseas to do it?
No, I never did that.
Okay.
So yeah, Texas, and they're getting ready to run a race next month in Miami, on the streets of Miami.
Wow.
F1, and they do one in electric series up in New York, but it's top of the level technology.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy money, and and that's the same thing.
Yeah, we got some cousins who are big into Formula One. I went with them. We were up at like 3 a.m. at a bar. Like, there's a bar like
They're
not too
amazing.
far that like the surprisingly large crowd of Formula One racing. A lot of people don't.
They got a big following.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the top of the top in far as speed and technology and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Formula One, but that's more overseas, right?
Yeah,
They don't do that much here in the states.
some.
They do.
Yeah.
When they built a track in Texas, and then they are doing the streets of Miami. They do some in streets overseas, but they're doing the streets of Miami next month.
Okay.
So they block it off and actually make a racetrack through downtown Miami.
It's crazy.
Pretty exciting to see. Yeah.
Really?
It's nuts.
That's crazy.
Chicago's going to have their first street race this summer for NASCAR. They're actually running NASCAR cars through downtown Chicago on the streets.
No way.
That's going to be pretty cool.
It sounds so dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, like for a track. I mean, depending on how big they make the track, but also I can't really think of Chicago having too many like solid
Smooth
turns.
streets.
Yeah.
There's some
Oh, yeah.
dumbass drivers out in
Yeah,
Chicago.
you're gonna end up with a car that somehow got onto the track is just driving like normal,
Somebody steal it.
right?
Yeah.
That'd be sick to see. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that would be dope. Why are you trying to miss?
Because I was,
Hey, I gotta hear some more of this. Jeez, that's scary.
man, that's not fair because you have one bad ear, so you're only hearing half of.
Oh,
what
is
the
it?
rest-
Is it really that
It's
loud?
loud, man.
Yeah, I'm deaf in one ear, so maybe I'm not getting the whole experience. But years ago, my cousin Jaime, I remember Jaime Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife. They were watching. They were all about, and I think they still do it. But at the time, Dale Earnhardt Sr. I think was their driver. They would watch him, and they came over to the house, and then somehow I invited him to the house, and they said, "Hey, are you going to watch the race?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "Well," I said, "You know what, guy? Yeah, come on over. Let's watch the race." I had no idea what I was watching. So, and then they said, "Do you have surround sound?" I'm like, at the time, surround sound was the shit. I was like, "Yeah, I do." Oh, perfect. So they come over, and we're watching it on the big screen that was, like a 35, 40-inch TV. But the surround sound was badass. And that was the first time I ever heard it. Rah, rah, rah. And it sounded like cars were literally driving in our living room. It was cool. It was badass. Yeah, I used to. So I could say I've done that back then.
I didn't realize he was fans. Yeah.
Yeah, they watched the race. I don't know if they still watch it, but back then they were watching it. So then I was like, man, shit, I need to get me a car. Who was my 24, Jeff Gordon.
You like that?
Yeah, I just like the 24.
Yeah, okay.
Funny story about Jeff Gordon. So when the year my oldest was born, 96, Marty was born in 96. We were at Shawnee Mission Hospital. I remember first thing I said, I need to buy a paper. I buy a newspaper, and in the sports section, it said rookie Jeff Gordon wins first NASCAR or something. And I still have that paper.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. And I just happened to be moving stuff around a few years ago, and I started looking at the paper. I was like, shit, Jeff Gordon was a rookie in 96. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that's what I read. That,
Did you ever watch you've seen Talladega Nights, obviously, but Days of Thunder, remember that with Tom Cruise?
with Tom Cruise?
That was based after Jeff Gordon.
That movie. Oh, that's right. You know what?
And Dale Sr. Yeah, it's kind of a loose based off of that. Yeah, a young rookie coming in. He was a sprint car driver at the time. Jeff Gordon was, and here's the seasoned veteran and that kind of thing. So that's part of the storyline was that.
Interesting.
That's cool. So you need to come up. Yeah, like I said earlier, like Richard Petty had his own. You need your own, and
Jeff Miles
The
driving
Jeff Miles driving
Yeah.
experience. That'd be badass.
It has a good ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And then to be like, oh, Miles. Oh, his last name's Miles because his car. Yeah, that's
miles
what.
per hour.
Yeah, right. It fits perfectly.
Yeah, you need to do that. Yeah. So yeah, man, it was good having you in here, man.
Absolutely.
And I kind of learned some. I know I'll forget about this shit here in a little while, but yeah, it was cool. I mean,
Well, let's definitely set a date. I'll get some dates for you, and you come out and take a
yeah,
ride with me.
let's do it. Seriously, I'd love to do that. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So before we end this, I'm gonna throw out some movies, and these were yardbarker.com. This was their 20 best films about auto racing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
How well I'm going to do with this.
So I mean, I'll start from the top like they did. I don't know if they went in order, but the movie Ford versus Ferrari.
I just watched that. It's a phenomenal movie. I agree with
So
that.
do you like watching those kind of movies?
I do when there's a storyline to it.
Oh, okay. So there's
that-
Matt
That's
Damon,
a-
Christian
yeah.
Bale.
That's a true story.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Based after a true story. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, and then the next one the Fast and Furious, the first one.
Good one.
Vin Diesel.
First one.
Yeah, I guess Vin Diesel
It
and
was actually about racing.
Jason Statham, or what's his name?
Momoa in the new one.
Oh, not Jason Momoa.
Oh, he's in the new one.
Statham.
Jason Statham.
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 He was in the first one, right?
Yeah, he was the bad guy. He's in all of them too, but yeah,
Oh, is he really?
pretty much.
And this one they had Texas Walker in it. Who's Walker? Oh, Walker.
Paul Walker.
Paul
The one that
Walker.
passed away.
Yeah, was he Texas Walker?
I really don't remember.
Oh, so that was just a.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Anyway, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah, Talladega Nights. They even had cars in here.
Well, yeah, it's
I
racing. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
Richard Petty and Jeff Gordon in it. Their voices. Yeah.
Mhm.
really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Breaking Away.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it might be. 1979.
Oh.
Yeah. But like I said, this is their top 20. Cannonball Run.
There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go. There you
Yeah, you got to
Waiting
watch
for that,
those.
yeah.
You got old school one.
Remember Jackie Chan's car? Senna.
Senna.
Yeah.
Don't know that one.
Ayrton Senna. It's a documentary, Brazilian racer. This was back in 2010. Yeah. And then a movie called Rush in 2013.
I've heard of that one. I haven't
Thor
watched
was
it.
in it.
Harrison
Thor-
Ford. Oh,
Thor,
Thor. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I guess he's in it. And it was a based 1976 Formula One season. That's what it said. Yeah. Le Mans. It's a Steve McQueen movie back in 1971.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
it, but I've heard of it.
You've heard of that one? Yeah, I've never. Yeah. Herbie the Love Bug.
I was waiting for you to say that one. I didn't know if it was going to be in there. Now.
Yeah, 1968.
And then Herbie fully loaded.
66 Grand Prix. James Gardner. Remember the Rockford File?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was in a racing movie. Like I said, yeah, that was a Grand Prix, 1966. 2008 Speed Racer.
Yeah.
It said it's good to have an acid trip when you want to watch this movie.
Yeah, John Goodman's in that.
Oh, is that right? Logan Lucky, 2017. Doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, some of these. 1976. There was a movie called Eat My Dust. Ron Howard's first movie.
Ron Howard's
As a
first movie.
director?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a director. Yeah, racing movie. Yep, pretty cool. 2014. Need for Speed.
Okay,
Aaron Paul
yeah.
from Breaking Bad. Right, he was in that one.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe they put this in, but they put Seabiscuit in here.
Seabiscuit.
Yeah,
I
isn't
guess
it the
racing,
horse?
a horse racing?
Yeah,
I guess it's racing.
but it says best films
Horsepower.
about auto racing, but they're gonna put Seabiscuit in
Hey,
here.
it's horsepower.
Horsepower, right? Yeah.
You think you piss like a horse? You think that? Anyway, Rat Race, 2001.
I don't know that one.
I almost think that was like a comedy.
I don't know.
1975. Oh, Death Race 2000.
Don't remember that one either.
Dude, I saw that movie at the drive-in. Grandma and Grandpa took me back, and this movie came out in 75. And I remember this movie because it was remade. This movie was remade like maybe 2013, but it was about guys driving race cars and running over people for points.
Holy
Oh, wow.
crap.
And it was okay, like I said, in 75, Sylvester Stallone was one of the racers, and David Carradine. which is Kung Fu. You know,
Yeah,
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I've
about?
never watched the movie, but I seem like I've seen like Sylvester Stallone, some racing movie, like a highlight of it or something.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's called Death Race 2000, and it was brutal because they were literally running over people, and they would get points for it. And
Wow.
yeah. And the last one they have is Thunderbolt. Jackie Chan. Yeah. So see, he went from Cannonball Run, and he probably said, "Oh, I need to do another one." And he probably still had that little, it was like a little Mazda or something. He was driving. Anyway,
I think there's one movie I was thinking of right now, but I just forgot it.
see, I'm not the only one who does that shit.
I know, but
Thanks.
I had it on too. I can't remember now. I'm gonna remember later. But there's another movie.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming in. This was a good time. Hold on, we gotta get some of this. So we can sit there on the side of the track and talk like this. Nah, it'd be way louder than this.
If you ever go to a race, definitely get you some headsets where you can talk to each other.
Oh, so it would be like this, like right now?
Probably louder than that. Yeah, you literally, if it was, you couldn't talk to each other. It's so loud. I mean, it's louder than a rock concert. It's so loud. So most people do headsets with little microphones, so you talk, and you can also listen to the crew chief and see what kind of adjustments are going to be.
So there's like different channels that if you want to listen to Car 24, and
Yeah,
really,
listen to Kyle Busch, yell at his crew chief, those kind of things.
Oh, that'd
they
be
get
cool.
pretty amped up. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, but on the Harmon thing, I was going to tell you too.
they cuss each other out and all that good stuff.
Oh, they absolutely scream and holler, yeah. Because they don't want to lose, And so the part of racing is, obviously the driver's part of it, the car's part of it, and the pit crew's part of it. So any of those three,
Fastest pit crew.
fastest pit crew. If somebody misses a lug nut or takes a little bit too long a second, you might come in first and you leave seventh. So that means there's 6 more cars to pass. And if you spend 100 laps trying to pass all those cars and you finally got it and you come in pit and your team lets you down, you're pretty upset. So that really shows you the different drivers.
Wow.
Yeah, they get pretty amped up. So, but at the Harmon thing, I was going to tell you one last thing. I wish I could definitely make it, but this came up just yesterday. Have you heard Chief Oakman? That's Casey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Carl Oakman.
Harmon graduate.
Yeah.
And I don't know her name, but the chief of Casey Mo now, she's a Harmon graduate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I think she's like friends with Elvira.
I'm not for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. But yeah, I think she's friends with some of
It just
the
came
Harmon
up at one of our ops meetings today, and I'm like, Harmon. And then I
I wonder if she'll be there.
I don't know. And then Jose is a Leon. That's the director of Johnson County. He's a Harmon grad as well.
You know who Jose Leon is, right? Nick's dad.
Oh.
Yeah, so Marcos used to play baseball with Jose's son.
I didn't know he went to Harmon too.
Yeah.
That's crazy, huh? Small world.
So yeah, good stuff. I hope they.
He'll be there.
Yeah, I hope to see him there because you know what? We would keep in contact through. You know what? I need to bring him in here.
Jose.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell you what. He's.
Yeah.
The position I'm a director at Unified Government now, and the day before my interview, I went and had breakfast with Jose and just got some coaching. He's real big about leadership, and he took a job that he's worked with several municipalities in the metro area, and he's all about culture, leadership. That's what we do as well as part of our public works. And he's I built a good friendship with him over the years when he worked at Roland Park and a few other cities, and he's he would be a good guest.
Good guest come in. Yeah, maybe I have to get him in here.
Great guy.
Yeah. Jose, I'm gonna come out looking for you. That's cool. All right. Well, thank you for coming in and visiting with us, talking, and I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. Here we get. Oh, happy to it.
It's at the end of it.
No,
It died out.
shit. Okay. Well, the race is over.
Yeah.
Checker
All right.
flag. Checker flag.
Exactly.
Thanks,
Yeah.
fellas.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Big Modcast. Until then, peace out. Adios.